Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to a daily energy check-in. Today we are gonna do a regular reading. I will use my archetype deck to pull an oracle message, and at the end we'll exchange messages between the twins. So that's gonna be a little bit of a caveat in the format. All right, I hope you guys are doing well. Just a reminder that our sweepstake giveaway, no, not that, it's a personal reading giveaway sweepstake is on. If you'd like to take part and get a chance to win a free personal reading with me, all you need to do is to be subscribed to my channel, either Mindful Twin Flame or Mindful Bamboo, or both, of course, even better. And leave at least 5 comments below different videos. Ideally, pick different videos. If you're really passionate about one, you can't leave 5 comments technically, but they have to be different comments. And you have the time until end of October. Technically, there's gonna be most likely a chance to still take part on the 1st of November, because I will be using the weekend of November 2nd, November 3rd in order to announce the winners. All right, so let's go for it. We'll get a card for Divine Feminines first of all. It's such a beautiful deck. And I stumbled upon it quite randomly, I must admit, so that was a lucky find. For the feminines, we have the Mask. This is 61. Oh, almost. We often think of a mask as something that conceals our identity. Yet contemplate the possibility that the mask permits our true identity to be revealed. Interesting take, right? It allows. The mask gives voice to that which was previously rejected. When this card appears, enact the side of you that is seeking expression, yet was never given a role to play on the stage of your life. You are in the realm of theater, so anything is possible. Speak with the other's voice. Embody the other's limbs. You are taking part in the ritual of expanding the self. There may be mischief and deception around, and others may be trying on new masks too. No one is sure who's who. It's likely you've become so attached to a single mask that you need to fall face forward into this perception bend in time. Trust it. So lots of food for thought there. And I'll give it up to you to interpret and, take in what resonates for you. But I actually just reminded myself, this reminded me about the exercise that I heard about recently, where it's like a confession exercise, so to speak, when you sit in front of the mirror and you tell your story, or, it can be multiple stories from your life, something that's like very intimate, oftentimes traumatic. But the point is that you're wearing a mask while you're doing it. Can be any kind of mask. Mask is not that relevant really, but the point is that it is a mask, right? So you're not just looking at yourself. You appear to be someone else, right? Like a different persona. And that has a certain magic in it, because it's almost like it allows you to hear the story from a perspective, from an external perspective, like a third party, like, oh yes, you're listening to someone else telling their story. And how would that story then sound to you, right? Very interesting imagery with the mask paradigm here. I love it. All right, and what do we have for the masculines? Not very easy to shuffle this deck. The Threshold. Ooh, we had the Cave last time. Now it's the Threshold. I like the legs. Those are the legs on the top. And I opened right on the right page. We cross thresholds continually, consciously and unconsciously. Doorways, gates, and entryways grace our path on a daily basis. When this card arises, it signifies that the precipice you stand upon is not your typical one, however. You have arrived at the threshold of initiation, here to usher you into a new reality. It requires you to leave behind the you that you thought was so well formed. A new frontier calls. This is not easy work. Threshold initiation means a part of you will be lost in order to make space for what is next. A metaphorical death must occur. Some may not recognize you. You may struggle to recognize yourself. The ground seems to crumble as you free fall into a new reality. This is the liminal realm. One step, dear friend. Just take that one necessary step towards the future that calls you. Wow. I mean, I can even see the synchronicity. And speaking of which, and for those who are new to this deck, it's not all in these colors, but you can see there is almost like there's this, there is a border here, you know, and this part is black and white, and this one is like reddish, colorish. And there is a border over here. Also interesting that this is more horizontal, this is more vertical. And this is black and white, and this is colorful, right? So, and even in the descriptions that we were reading about stepping into the unknown, leaving the old behind, all these things. Okay, let's get into tarot. Let's see what we have. And remember that I'm recognizing the ancestor spirit these days, so really that's the intention I've really set for the readings between now and 1st of November. So consider this to be messages. And you know, we also, in these cards, we also mentioned the threshold between the realms, right? So this could be an invitation also to some kind of new insights or new revelations from your ancestors. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Wands. Yeah, sometimes there's so much noise around. There's so much disturbance in the field I'm hearing that it could be hard to focus. So sometimes it's important to go within so you can, well, first of all, find out who you are, and maybe you are wearing a mask because it's a matter of even surviving in this kind of environment. But also connecting to other realms for clarity that may not be available on the surface. 5 of Cups. You see 2 5s. This is like mourning something, right? Or being sad that, like, to me, in this deck, especially with this imagery, it's like lack of clarity, lack of hope, right? So it's like there's just too much going on, or too much has happened already, you know, like still need to process all the painful events of the past. Like I'm still processing kind of vibe. And speaking of 5s, we have the 3rd 5 now. 5 of Swords for the feminines, clarified by 4 of Cups. So feminines are trying to understand where there's been a deception in their life, and whether it's been them deceiving themselves, like believing that things are better than what they were for real, or it's other people being so skillful to manipulate and make it look like, you know, it's a good deal, or it's a good relationship, it's a good business opportunity, where it actually wasn't, right? And there is like this realization now that there's been more of that illusion in the past. It's not just recent, it's been going on for a while. And that's why there's so much sadness in the current moment. That's why it takes time to process, because it's not just like something that, you know, you decided once or you went there on a whim, right? It like became your lifestyle by now. Yesterday we spoke about setting up a new lifestyle, and those things overlap, of course, like leaving the old behind, the new coming in. And we also saw that in the oracle cards. But yeah, a lot of times it comes with this painful realization that I was very confident about those areas of my life, those people, those activities, and now I can see that it was a lie. One way or another. Oh my god, and we have the Empress again in the masculine deck with the Magician today. We had this card in this position yesterday for the masculines. So, but what I like is that masculine, like to me, this is the masculine aspect here, the masculine energy, and it's much more confident than what we saw yesterday, because yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, there was a Knight of Wands, and the Knight was like riding away from the Empress. It was like, whoa, too much. Now there is like this new level of confidence and readiness to take on the challenge, right? Whatever it is. I even love this, it's a Llama's Gate here, but it illuminates the Magician, right? Like there is this divine support that the Magician feels and can lean into, right? And that gives more strength and more resilience, more of that courage to keep going forward, to keep discovering the craft, the skills, and what it takes to get to where you want to get. And so in this case, the feminine energy becomes not so intimidating, but more of an inspiration, more of a muse, more of a creative vibe, the creative juices start flowing. And yeah, take the juices part, of course, as it resonates for you, but I'm not gonna go into that. But for the masculine energy, the inspiration with the feminine is a very fluid concept. And it may seem, when we speak about the physical attraction, the sexual energy, it may feel on the, like again, because of our societal conditioning, because of the culture, the upbringing, it may feel kind of downgraded, like it's not really that sophisticated, right, or that noble or about love. But really, first of all, again, sacral chakra energy, right, it's responsible for both sexual drive and creative pursuits, any kind of creativity. Think about that. And that's all that the Empress is, right? But also for the masculines, it's like this, and sacral chakra is a masculine chakra for a reason. So for masculines, it's a lot more natural to connect these two concepts, right? And for them, it's a very fluid concept of this attraction, of a muse, of something beautiful and sophisticated, right? And at the same time, a more animalistic sexual drive towards it. Like, they may not be able necessarily to explain it in words, but they can definitely understand how you can feel all of those things together at the same time, and it makes total sense. Additional question for today, Page of Cups, and we're working with pages again, clarified by Nine of Swords. But it's a very interesting Page of Cups in this deck. This Page of Cups is kind of frivolous. It's like, to me, it reminds me of like a partying teenager, like carefree, don't really have many responsibilities in life yet. So, I can take it easy for myself. But on the back of it, there's a lot of anxiety. And it's partly because there is no stability, there's no plan for tomorrow and next year and whatever happens after that, right? There's also this uncertainty. So let's call this uncertainty, and where we can use more reassurance, or what can we lean into for more hope. For the feminines, it's simple, but it's beautiful at the same time, and it's simplicity, the Temperance and the Lovers. Having faith and believing that the energies are alchemizing and trusting the natural process of the lovers coming together. Whether you're thinking about your twin flame, it could be a soulmate, maybe you're already with someone, right? And there's still challenges ahead of you or in front of the two of you, and you're like, I don't even know how we're gonna solve this, right? But the Spirit is asking you, this is a major arcana, by the way, like this is all part of the process there are very important lessons there. So lean into this energy and like use your intuitive guidance, right? Use your discernment. Ask your higher power for support and help. But know that it's not the reason, even if it's a challenging situation or there is uncertainty, it's not the reason to panic. It's not the reason to go into addictions or OCD or any other unhealthy coping mechanisms or just escaping the situation, right? It's still important to acknowledge. It's important to understand where you are, where your person is, what are you dealing with. And be curious always, because there's a good chance if these lessons are being placed in front of you, that there is something you're supposed to be doing differently in order to learn the lesson, to experience this fully. For masculines, we see Two of Pentacles clarified by Ten of Swords. Masculines have been trying to keep up with everything and juggle things in life for too long. You know, it's been too painful for a long time, right? And it's like the uncertainty lies in the fact that they don't really know how to get out of it, right? They don't have a plan of like, how do I even handle this? It seems like it's gonna be there, you know, if not forever, then for very long foreseeable future, right? Like there is no plan. They don't have options to release the burden or to heal what's not working, right? There is that lack of hope that it can be fixed, even if and when they see that, you know, some of these things need to change, that whatever is happening right now isn't good, isn't healthy, isn't normal. Message from the feminines to the masculines. 10 of Wands in the world. Yeah, it's time to release the burdens. The feminine is saying like you've been carrying it for too long, and that's not really the point. Like you can't waste all your energy and talent and inspiration just on like being in a hamster wheel, just hustling, just making both ends meet, just dealing with everybody's BS. That's not what the twins are here for, right? And this is a reminder about the divine purpose, about light worker mission. The masculines have as much of an important light worker mission as the feminines do, even if feminines, you know, for a while they're a lot more aware of it, but it doesn't mean that it's somehow more important than the mission that the masculines have. Message from masculines to feminines. Look at that, another Empress, but with the devil. But you know what, to me, this is that energy that we talked about yesterday, where it's almost like obsession. It's like, it's so absorbing. Like it's, I don't know even one word to explain it, but it's like, you know, like, masculines basically are saying that they think about the feminine all the time. They dream about the feminine. They daydream about the feminine. Obviously would differ depending on where you are with your feminine. But masculines are saying, yeah, it's like this obsession. And they're actually scared of it at this point, because they don't really know where this is gonna take them and how to build a life with someone if they feel like they're already a slave to the situation and to the feminine energy, right? Like they don't really feel like they have any power in this, at least right now, at least with the situation or the energy they've been put into. So it's not a good feeling. They're trying to understand it better. That's as well as I can explain it for the feminines watching. For masculines, again, these are both major arcanas. Look at all these major arcanas that we have today. So this means that whatever you're feeling, whatever is being revealed to you about your feminine, about yourself, about your relationship, is there are very important clues there for you to look at, to work with, right? And if it's too overwhelming, it's gonna pass. So go into your mindfulness practices, right? Find your center, focus on self-care, mental health, immediate things. From what I've seen here, there's a lot going on externally that your energy and attention is being, and resources, all resources are being spent on, right? But when you're this overwhelmed and there's a lot of unknown, it's important to actually bring the energy in again, so that you can use those resources to pull yourself out of the confusion and the anxiety, and you can get the clarity, you can receive that message, right? You can ground yourself, and then the I don't want to say the word plan because it doesn't have a very good connotation in this context, but you will see the steps, the next steps, much easier. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. It's already a long reading. I didn't mean for it to be that way, but sometimes it happens. I hope this was useful for you guys. If so, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And of course, leave your comments to participate in the sweepstake, and I'll be very happy to deliver a personal reading for you, whether live or recorded. I love you all, and until next time.